Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Crazy Kent here, and today I'm here to bring you a Quickie book review, and this one is about the Odd1sOut. And if you guys don't know who the Odd1sOut is, the Odd1sOut is basically a YouTube channel created by James Rallison, and I'm sorry if I pretty much put out his full name. I mean, he's the author of this book that I'm pretty much going to be talking about. And basically what his channel is that James pretty much talks about his life, to where he pretty much provides animation to pretty much help tells the story of what goes on in his life. And I've been watching his videos and his channel for a long time now, and I pretty much find him to be a funny dude. Like, I love his videos. Some of his videos are relatable. Like, for example, his Subway videos are the most relatable videos. As a matter of fact, I think they're the most viewed videos on his channel right now. And he's touched a lot of people with his videos and whatnot, like mostly kids, but there's a lot of adults that love watching his content and whatnot. So I decided to go ahead and pretty much check out his book when I went to the local Barnes & Noble, and one of the Barnes & Noble workers there pretty much said, wow, you must be the millionth person to come in to buy the book. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, well, a lot of people, including kids, they pretty much came in and pretty much bought this book. Like, is he like a famous YouTuber? And I was like, oh yeah, he's a famous YouTuber. Obviously, this is pretty much a book where it's mostly talking about James's life. So basically it's divided into chapters, and the title of the book is How to Be Cool and Other Things I Definitely Learned from Growing Up. I would say this is a biography, but this is more of a humor book. So basically this is more for the laughs and everything. If you've seen his videos and his content, you know exactly what you're looking for. And you're definitely going to get a lot of laughs out of this book. Most of the ones I pretty much enjoyed, it was the chapter where he talks about how he and his sister pretty much had their first ever kindergarten pet that goes by the name of Harry the Moth, and how Harry the Moth met his unfortunate end at the hands of a bird, or as I could say, the beak of a bird. And then another one I like is where he talks about 7th grade and how that's pretty much the worst time for anybody growing up, which I can attest to that. 7th grade to this day still remains as my most embarrassing phase. I could talk about high school all I want to, but 7th grade is definitely the worst. I'm not getting into that. I ain't that strong enough. I ain't that brave enough to talk about 7th grade. And another chapter I actually enjoyed that he was talking about was this one actually got more of a laugh out of me. It was this part in the book where he was telling his sister a joke, and it was basically like how weird it would be for people to pretty much show how much they show affection by rubbing the other person's arm and whatnot. So he was rubbing his sister's arm. So the teacher comes around the corner, sees him rubbing his sister's arm, or in the teacher's perspective, she thought that he was like holding her hand, and so she pretty much told him to stop it. And so she decided to talk to him and his sister about the birds and the bees, which I thought that was the most hilarious thing in the world, because here you have this teacher talking to these two siblings about the birds and the bees, and she doesn't put two and two together that these are twin siblings. And I can understand, because nowadays you see people getting into relationships and one person looks exactly like the other person, and it's hard to tell sometimes. But the funniest part was when they were in class, and then the teacher came into the classroom to talk to their homeroom teacher, and she was like, you do know that you should let your students know that they shouldn't be affectionate with each other, especially when they have to keep their relationship out of school. And then the homeroom teacher's like, you do know they're siblings, right? That was probably like the one time in the book I actually laughed my ass off. And another time when I literally laughed my ass off was when he was telling the story about his dog Georgie, who continues to attack the neighbor's chihuahua. And I thought it was so hilarious how every single time when that dog would get out, the dog would just go right for the chihuahua, or he'll just pee in front of the neighbor's house just to show the chihuahua that he's been there. Like, I was like, oh my god, this dog is like possessed or something. The only thing I can say about the Odd1sOut is that it's definitely a great read. I recommend it, and he just came out with another book, which I am very, very excited to read at this point. And this pretty much proves that not only is he good at making videos, but he's also good at writing, and also the illustration that he used for most of his stories and whatnot, they're still funny and pretty much like entertaining to pretty much look at and whatnot. Like, I pretty much was reading it at one point, and then my goddaughter, she was looking at it over my shoulders, and then she loved looking at the pictures, and it was easier for her to pretty much understand what was going on. Like, at one case when I was reading the book, he was talking about when his brother accidentally put his foot in the wall, and then she loved the part where James was illustrating his mom slowly getting angry when she realized there was a hole in the wall and they were trying to hide it behind a poster. I'm pretty much revealing too much about this book, but if you want to check out the Odd Ones Out book, is going to be available at your local Barnes & Noble, and I would suggest you get it from Barnes & Noble because it comes with these pretty cool stickers that I've managed to use 2 of them for my tablet and whatnot. You know, it's a definitely good read. It's more of an inspirational as well as a humorous read, because it's like it gets a laugh out of you, but at the same time it pretty much makes you feel comfortable about yourself, like whether you're pretty much going through a tough time in your life as a kid, or whether you are pretty much an adult and you're pretty much like thinking that you're struggling and pretty much like not knowing how life works and everything. That's probably one of the many reasons why I think he's one of the most popular YouTubers, is because he's that relatable. Like he's not trying to show that his life is better than yours, or he's not trying to prove that, oh, I can do this and that and this and that and this and that. Can you guys do it, scrubs? No, it's more along the lines of him pretty much like just telling his life story and pretty much showing people straight up, I know what it's like because I've been through it and I'm still going through it. And that's probably why I have more respect for James. And also, I don't know if he's going to see this video, but I wanted to give a shout out to James and everything and tell him congratulations on making it big with the books, with the merchandise that I've been seeing in GameStop and whatnot. And I hope he keeps on going, because honestly, his videos just make my days brighter. So anyway, guys, that's my quickie review on the Odd Ones Out, and I hope you guys pretty much give this book a read, give it a chance and whatnot. It's definitely worth your time. And also don't forget to pretty much check out his YouTube channel, which I am going to leave down in the description below. But anyway, guys, I'm Crazy Ken. I'm out of here. Peace.